Hey guys, Trumpetmcool here. Today's date is April 17, 2014, and welcome to episode number 7 of Day Night Time. Today we're going to play Worms Revolution, where we blow up some worms. The icebreaker question, what's the story behind your username? I'm sure there's some interesting story. If not, you know, it's a story. That's provided by Cerebral09 in chat. So be thinking about that, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Alright, so last time we played 2 StarCraft games, Mono Battles and Rainer Party. That was pretty fun, and yeah, if you want to go see that, just go check it out. Yeah, so I'm going to point to that a little bit. Announcements. So, Funday Monday, the story time was amazing. So, I about died of laughter in chat, and in real life, I was just like, I could barely breathe. It was pretty crazy, and there's no Funday Mondays for at least 2 to 3 weeks, depending on when Sean gives us the next topic. So, stay tuned for that at DayKnight.tv. The contest is over for Hero of the Protoss. There are winners. You can find that on the forums. And there is a Hero of the Terran that's starting up. I don't remember exactly what unit, but that should be on the forums. So let's find out what Day Knights are doing. So there's a tournament called DKTL. It happens every Thursday and Friday, the stream, and it's from 3 to 7 p.m. PDT. So check that out. The stream is twitch.tv/HiveMindTV. I'll link that down below. And okay, so there's that. That's where you can just watch people duking it out, going in a tournament. And then if you want to watch people go head-to-head just against each other, you can watch the Day-Night show matches. And you can find that all the information by following Omega 0. I forget his. Well, you'll see him in chat. He's the last guy. He's like over here. Yeah, whenever you see it. So yeah. So there's that, and there's more information on the forums. So there are 3 different D&D campaigns. I got a little more information this time. So Nomic, who's Sarah in the Hangouts, is doing the Fall of the Silver Templars is a high fantasy campaign played in the Pathfinder system. It takes place in a magically scarred land once thought to be free of demonic influence. Players should think carefully before killing rats. Last time, the heroes played the better part of valor regarding a hole in the ground, rescued an abandoned homunculus, and learned of the terrible devotion of Droskar's cult. And that's streamed every Sunday at 11 a.m. PDT. Lord Matsu has a D&D. It's a dungeon world, dark fantasy setting. So check that out. He's kind of having scheduling issues, so he'll be posting about it whenever he can get it back up. But that normally happens on Saturday mornings around 10 a.m. PDT, so look forward to that. And last but not least, the Warsmith is doing the Sea of Stars. It's a D&D 4th edition campaign where adventurers fight Lovecraftian horrors in a psychic shadow war. Last time, the tank intimidated a mob of thought-eating horrors into fleeing by winking at them. a pretty scary link. This runs at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesdays at twitch.tv/TEH Warsmith. He has a small follower base, so please go follow him. I'll probably be linking that in chat afterwards, just because he's been streaming for a while. So and you need to follow all these people. So go do that if you like D&D. And yeah, for the logo, we're actually getting somewhere. I actually have a nice design, and I just got to go through some editing phases, and we can get something out. So that's pretty cool. Now, who is ready for an icebreaker?
I'm sure somebody is.
We are released.
Oh, Carter raised his hand. No.
All right. So the question was, what's the story behind your username? So who would like to start? Don't all go at once.
What direction are you really pointing? You're pointing to left. No,
Anthony, go. You're talking. Anthony, go. You're talking.
I don't know who you mean.
Anthony, go. You're talking.
All right. Apparently Anthony's going.
All right.
Because he's on the end from my perspective.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Mike's on the end then.
On his stream. But here's how this is. Like, I have basically 3 IDs that I've used on the internet. One you guys see in chat all the time, Omega068, boring. Basically, I want something that I can just use for Xbox Live. And I made that and moved on. There was no meaning, no thought, whatever. Dumb. Now, before that, I had a ID that I used in Ragnarok Online called Korth. Seemed like a fun fantasy-esque name. And then when I moved on to StarCraft 2, I'm like, it doesn't feel very StarCraft 2-like. So, ditched it temporarily. Sort of brought it back later. And the other one that you occasionally might see, especially if you play Diablo 3 a lot, is Lord of Ravens. That actually has a story behind it. That's a title that I gave to a villain in a book that I was working on a while ago. Basically, megalomaniac who could basically clone himself, and each clone would look different but have all the exact same goals as him. So he basically created a cult of people who were basically him. Pretty messed up stuff, of course, but fun villain to write, for sure.
Cool.
And that's it.
Next. Oh, by the way, your hats all look lovely today.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to put mine back on. Alright, Alright, here we go.
You know what? I'll put on my real hat. Hold on.
Okay.
I've got to reassemble my real hat.
See, like, the one hat I really want to have, which I don't, is that green and white thing that Urahara has in Bleach.
Oh,
like,
that's a good one.
My favorite hat from most things in general.
Oh, yeah, the stack.
Even if that's not my favorite anime in general. But it's
it was
still a good
really
hat.
so good in the beginning, and then it just...
Yeah, it got long and drawn out.
Yep. Alright, well, I'll go next then. My username came from a role-playing game character that I played in high school, and this was back in the days of, and I'm probably dating myself, of dial-up internet and message boards, and we played this game. It was like a writing role-playing game instead of like an actual game. You just write what your character was doing. And my character, yes, text-based role-playing game in the Star Wars universe, and my character was from that, from the Dathomiri witch planet, and so she was very badass. And I kept using that name all the way through college, and I would feel weird changing it.
Cool. Nice.
Nice. Well, I can go with mine.
Okay.
I told the story a couple of times now, but I will tell it here. So it's broken into parts. So the kitty part is, well, first it's kitty for cat, the first basic of my name is that. So Kitty is for Hello Kitty because I just love Hello Kitty. And I'm being known in my friends for as I'm the Hello Kitty girl. That's it. So so that's for the kitty part. Now for the 4-cat part, it's just a play on words, I guess. I just started by doing, well, I'm 4 cats. And also I used to have 4 cats. So that's why I turned out to write it that way. The thing is, though, that I lost one of them a couple of years ago, and I could have just changed it for 3 cats, but that just sucks. So I just keep it with the 4 cat as a reminder of him, I guess so. So that's it.
Aw. Cool. Cool.
Alright. I think I'll go next, so it's not a really disappointing anticlimax at the end. My username on pretty much everything I do is the foilist, and that's just because I fence foil. I'm a foil fencer.
Well done.
To be precise, I am the foil fencer, because that name wasn't taken. So yeah, I claimed it. I'm the foilist.
Yeah, when I fenced, I did that weapon the most. So yeah.
Yeah.
Foils are awesome, man.
Only the body is target and no thwacking.
Not whacking. Yeah. Remember, there's the freaking rules of.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules of fencing. I just know what a foil
No,
is.
It's easy.
there's
You
this,
hit your opponent, you don't get hit. That's all you gotta do.
basically, there's this thing in foil where the attacker breaks ties. It's a simple way of putting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly more.
I don't know this. I'm a referee too. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yes. That was always the most
Fair
fun
enough.
part of that.
It's the most fun part.
Like new people show up, they're like, no, don't think about it. You just basically attacker wins ties. We'll leave it at that for now. We'll deal with the rest of this later. It's way.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
that's basically it.
Cool. So, Cerebral, you or me?
I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors for it?
And Sarah's got to go to.
Sure. All right.
One.
1, 2,
2.
Hey, freaks, what about you?
and 3.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to undermine you guys.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
I'm not paying attention.
I gotta.
I
Actually,
think you
go
might be
first.
helping
Okay.
someone move.
I gotta take this hat stack off because.
All right. I'll go. Okay. All right. I'll go while we're waiting on
Okay.
the hat removal. Okay. So my nickname is derived, or my username is derived from my nickname, which is Step, which dates back to when I was a very small child, and when you name yourself in video games, you had 1 byte worth of data in which to input your name, which meant you only had 8 characters.
Yep.
And my
Ah.
full name is 9 characters. So rather than input my name minus the E, which looked dumb, my mother gave me that as a nickname, which was more interesting than Steph. So that was the nickname that I used in video games, old school. Yay! We have Zelda Assassin. Okay. So that was my nickname in games as I was growing up, and then as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for an online nick for all of my online presence, I thought of the play on words Step Lively, because that's how you pronounce my nickname,
Cool.
which not everybody understands.
I got it immediately.
I got called Steppe or Steppy a lot in high school. I still have a friend who to this day just calls me Steppe. I'm like, alright, whatever.
Yeah.
First time I
Steppe,
saw
how's
that
it
nickname,
going?
I actually just inserted an N in there somehow. And I
Step
thought it was
lively.
Steppin' Lively. And I'm like, and then I thought about it a little more, and I'm like, oh, there's no N there. Oh, that's what she's doing.
Yes, it's pronounced Step Lively. Okay, so there you go. So that's mine.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
Cerebral, go.
I guess I'm up. So yeah, my nickname is Cerebral09. It's mostly boring, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm Day9 and do a mini story time here. So I'm getting comfortable. Back in high school, I was growing up in a small town. Little Cerebral went to high school and was making friends, and it turned out that he was a pretty bright guy. He was at the top of his class. He got all the good grades, and everyone was envious of him for it. And so when he joined the coolest club on campus, the computer club, he needed a name for himself, something that captured his uniqueness. And the first name he went with was Brainchild, and then he realized that sucked, and he went with Cerebral instead.
Cerebral.
And then you ganked the name?
No, that was me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was 100% like this is the little Cerebral, and it's just stuck with me ever since. It was a computer club thing, and now it's just who I am on the lines. Yay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Who hasn't gone? Sarah, did you?
I went.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're
Assassin,
down to
did you?
Zelda Assassin.
Yeah.
So now you should unmute yourself and introduce yourself and your
Here's Zelda
your
Assassin.
name.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Mike,
Sort
Say
of.
something?
Sort of. What about
It's-
now? Maybe, I don't know, my mic is a little weird.
it's really quiet and then it gets really loud for brief periods.
Okay.
You're being auto-balanced by your drivers.
That sounded epic. Alright, you want me to go while you try to work on that?
Well, I try to find all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so mine was, I've told this before in chat, but, mine was basically from the AIM day. Anyone use AIM in here? AIM?
Oh, yeah.
AIM?
Yeah.
Does
Yep,
anyone remember
yep.
the AIM username generator? Where it would help you make usernames?
Mm-hmm.
And you put in like 3 different words and it'd like pop out like 7 or 8 different words. Well, I put in Trumpet, Man, and Cool, and that's what popped out. Trumpet and Cool. So
Or Trumpet, is it Trumpetmcool or is it Trumpetmcool?
it's Trumpet and Cool.
Okay.
That's how I initially designed it to be.
Okay.
But people could say whatever they want. I mean, like I can't control what they say.
I was saying Trumpetmcool for the longest time, and I just now realized it's a middle initial. It's Trumpetmcool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Trumpetmcool, yeah.
Well, I feel good. I
Well,
feel good having understood that from the beginning. It makes
Yeah.
me feel like smart inside because
And-
I read
and
it
it
as
makes-
an initial.
It makes sense because, you know, I am Scott Irish, but it's just not what I would design, you know.
Trumpetmcool.
I read it the first time, and then I'm like, I added a letter, didn't I?
maybe it's because he's a mod, and mods have an inherent sense of power. But I always envisioned him before I met him as like this big burly Irishman who was just like, I'm gonna kick you out of chat if you step out of line.
Never got that impression from him. I got that impression sometimes from like Marky actually. But not as much as anybody else.
Yeah, he's not like
I
that.
imagine Marky is a large man too.
I don't know why. He doesn't really deserve it.
Alright, Zelda Assassin, do we have a better mic?
I don't know, can you all hear me?
That's better.
Yeah.
That's much better. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I'll put on the hat again because apparently, well, it's not going to look cool. Mine's actually not that original. I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan.
Yeah.
By far my favorite. Even have an awesome Triforce engagement ring that I can show it. I'll
Wait.
let you.
Awesome.
Actually, let's see if we can show it. That's what it looks like.
Wow, that's awesome.
Your mic keeps
That is
cutting
so
out.
Oh wow.
It's definitely not your mic. It's definitely your computer. But yeah, the ring looks really cool.
Cool.
Okay. And then I also love Assassin's Creed, and so then I just combined the two. And there we go.
What's your favorite one? Assassin's Creed, that is.
Oh, number 2. Number 2.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I expected you to say that. It's gonna be these days. It's gonna be either 2 or 4 for most people, I think.
Well, I didn't hate 4 as much as I hated 3. But I didn't like 4 because I didn't feel like I was an assassin. I felt like I was a pirate.
All right, so
But yeah, I like 2 the most in terms of the actual assassin gameplay. I would agree with that.
that actually went a lot better
Finish
than I
3.
thought it would. Wait, she's your mic cut out, so I didn't know.
Nope, it's fine.
Okay.
Blake, I think that's who we have left.
Yeah, I'm here. I was helping my buddy my new roomie move some stuff into the apartment, so I was AFK for about 20 minutes or so. So, you wanna go with me?
Yeah. So Freaks
You're the only
is
one left,
the,
man. Oh, you.
Alrighty.
just give a minute or two description of how Freaks came about.
Why am I freaks? I'm pretty freaky. No. I really had a tough time coming up with something that was different. That wasn't already taken, something that I could use consistently and that I liked. Across, games, AIM, of course, and other internet forums and stuff. And I was playing World of Warcraft at the time, and and my character was an undead warlock, and I wanted to come up with something like cool, like I don't know, that sounded kind of like something an undead would be called, so I came up with freaks, because they're kind of freaky, I guess. Pretty lame, but I put a Z on the end because I like Z, and I put 2 E's because, well, obviously throwing an A in there, I don't know, wasn't cool enough for me. And then the 80 came because this was back during Wrath of the Lich King, and the max level was 80, so I just tossed an 80 on the end. And that was that. So really nothing too special. It's just stuck around. For most things, I'll keep it to just Freak Z or Freaks, without the 80 on the end, unless it's already been taken, and then I'll throw that on there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people will pronounce it Freak Z.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever. Yeah, Omega did for a while there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did.
I didn't know I was supposed to pronounce it that way. But the thing is, that's okay. Like,
You mispronounce
that's
all
fine.
of them, Omega? Is this like a thing?
No,
Whatever
no.
somebody's screen name is, you just say it wrong.
Basically, I'm Artosis, yes. I just make the pronunciation and go.
Hey guys, look, Hydra's playing.
Hydra.
All right,
It seems like so many people call him Hydra. It's really tough.
Yep.
He actually called Idra in an interview with Idra,
And Idra
he
said,
didn't correct
why'd you
him.
choose the name Idra? And he was like, well, I choose the name Idra because it's Idra.
Okay,
You
so
gotta remember, it's like early Brood War, so he's been doing this to him for years, most likely.
yeah.
Like before he ever did it on camera, he probably was doing it to his face over the internet. So yeah, I'm sure that's just an inside joke with them at this point.
So for anyone who didn't know, Freaks does a lot of the DKTL casting. And what else? Do you do any other tournaments for casting? Or?
Non-DayKnight related stuff sometimes comes up because
Yeah.
I'm actually I run a club on campus at Montana State University called the Hive Mind Tech Group. We're now officially a local chapter of TESPA, who also threw on Lone Star Clash and such. And so every 2 months or so we do a big LAN party, and sometimes we host StarCraft 2 tournaments there, just like collegiate stuff. And so we'll cast those live. It doesn't happen too often. Pretty much the only project I work on right now is DKTL.
Cool.
And that's with Omega joined me today. So that was really nice because my other co-caster Woodhouse was out of town for softball umpiring. And then Zero Lambda observes for us. And unfortunately he cannot join us tonight, but
It's all right.
that's all right. He has prior obligations.
Yes. So with that, we shall start Worms, I think. So
Okay.
we shall get this started.